Jesslyn?
Yes, ma'am, 1 second.
So we have done the first question, right? Second question also we have done.
Ma'am, we didn't finish the second one.
Okay, I'll take it again, no problem. So let me start with this. Any problem in question number 1, anyone?
No, ma'am.
So have you done it in a graph paper or in a graph copy? See, if you will not do it right now and you will start to do after 10 days or 15 days, you will forget half of the things, right? So it's better to go along with me so that you can also know where you are having problem in understanding. Now, question number 2. So they are saying that give the equation of two lines passing through this. How many more such lines are there and why? We have completed the question, but anyway. So first of all, let us plot the point. If I have like my axis, this is my y-axis, right? And because all my y values are positive, so I can take my x-axis here. There's no problem. So this is my x-axis and that's my y-axis. Now x-axis, as you can see, so I can call it 1 and then I can call it 2. Similarly, after 2 blocks, can I call 1 and no, I can call it because I have to go up to 14. So I can call this 2 and this 4, this 6 and this 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Like this I can plot. Okay. So you can change the scale. It's your choice. It's not necessary that every time you have to plot 1, 2, 3. You can adjust the size accordingly. So where does the point lie? 2 and 14. So x is 2 and y is this. So this is the point whose x coordinate is 2, y coordinate is 14. Now, if I have a single point in the space, how many lines can pass through it? I mean, this is a line which is passing through it, right? This is the line which is passing through it. This is the line which is passing through it. This is the line. That means infinite number of lines can pass through it, isn't it? Yeah, please unmute your mic, all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
So please remember, like from a single point, if you have one point only, like a single point, that means infinite number of lines can pass through it. Try to understand this thing. If I have one point, right? So a ray can come from any direction. So it can come from like this, it can come like this, or a line can pass like this, a line can pass like this. So the lines are infinite. Understood? If I have 2 points, let's say in the space, now how many lines can pass through them? Only one line, please remember. So there is only one line which will join the 2 points. There cannot be any other line which will be joining the 2 points or which will be passing through these 2 points. Is this understood by everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So in your case, you will write that there can be infinite number of lines passing through the point this 214. I mean, you can show some of them. There's no problem, right? Like this is one line which is passing. This is another line which is passing. So 3, 4 lines at least you can show, right? So I'm just drawing it roughly. You please draw it with the help of a scale properly. So you have to give equation of any two of such lines. So there can be infinite lines. Now, can you write the equation of any two such lines? Now pay attention. You already know the point. The point is this 2 and 14, right? So this is your x coordinate and this is your y coordinate. That means for whichever equation, after putting this value of x and y, if your LHS is equal to RHS, that means this point is a solution of that equation. See, this way, how will I teach if nobody will say yes or no? Everybody is keeping with their, like sitting with their mics off. How would I know? Please unmute your mic. Zainab.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Zeba.
Yes, ma'am.
So just don't worry if some noise is coming, okay? Please. Okay, now please go back. Whatever we have learned so far is when we plot a line on a graph, so we see that the solution is basically a point which lies on that line, isn't it? Or if I say in the reverse order, that means a point which is lying on the line is a solution of it. Is this understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, as you can see, this point 2 and 14 is falling on like all the lines. So that means it is a solution of all the lines, isn't it? So you can write any two such lines. Example, uh, first you will write that point 2 and 14. This is your point, right? So that means x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 14. So can you frame such equations like this? Law equations. So you just check like this, like in the rough part you can do. So if you do here x minus y, right? That means 2 minus 14. What will you get? You will get minus of 12. Is this understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that means if you do x minus y, you should get minus of 12. So this is one of the equations. So x minus y is equal to minus of 12. So you can just again go in the reverse order and check. Now put x is equal to 2 and minus y is equal to 14. So what will you get? You will get minus 12. That means your LHS is equal to RHS. I hope it's understood by everyone. See here, you don't know the equation, right? But you know x and y. So in the rough copy, you can do like you do 2 minus of 14. What will you get? Minus of 12, right? So this 2 is what? This 2 is actually your x minus this 14 is your y. This is equal to minus 12. So this is how you can write an equation which will satisfy this point. Understood? Okay. Now next equation you can write like this. So it's not 12, it's 2. Right. Now next, this time you are doing 2 plus 14, right? Now you can do 2 plus 2 minus 14. Now you can do 2 plus 14. So you get 16, right? Now this 2 is your x plus this 14 is your y is equal to 16. That means this is another equation, x plus y is equal to 16. So both these equations are an example on which this point is going to fall. I hope it is understood by everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now let us go to question number 3. So this is a good question, right? Now see here. Understanding of concept is required. Now, if the point 3, 4 lies on the graph of the equation, find the value of A. What is the meaning of this? That the point 3, 4 is lying on this equation. So what is the point 3, 4? See, you have an equation, right? Right? So when you plot it, like you get a line, for example, any line, right? And this point is falls on this line. So what is the meaning of this? That this point is a solution of this equation, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this point is a solution of this equation. And solution means what? That if you put these values of x and y, your LHS should be equal to RHS. That is the meaning of solution. Understood? Okay, like I give you some pointers. Point 3, 4 lies on line, right? That means 3, 4 is a solution of this line, of this equation. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. And what is the meaning of solution? That means 3 and 4 should satisfy the equation, right? Satisfy the equation means your LHS should be equal to RHS. So in case you forget, at least you can write these points. So let us put the value of 3 and 4 in this equation. What will you get? So x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 4. Now the equation is this: 3y is equal to ax plus 7. Now put these values. So 3 into 4 is equal to a into 3 and plus 7, right? Now because this is already a solution, that means your LHS is already equal to RHS. Understood? You don't have to prove it. It's already a solution. So 3 into 4, 12 is equal to 3a plus 7. And 12 minus 7 is equal to 3a. And then you get 5 is equal to 3a. And then 5 divided by 3 is equal to a. Or you can write that a is equal to 5 by 3, right? So that is the value of a. If there is any confusion, please ask me. Done? Okay, let's see the next question now. See, if you have not written, please let me know. Now it is a word problem, so you will learn how to formulate a linear equation, right? So now try to understand. The taxi fare in a city is as follows. So for the first kilometer, the fare is rupees 8, right? And for the subsequent distance, it is rupees 5 per kilometer. That means if you travel 1 kilometer, so you will rupees 8 will be charged. And after that, for every kilometer, rupees 5 will be charged. Okay, taking the distance covered as x kilometer. For example, this is the distance covered, total distance, I call it AB, right? So the total distance they are saying is x kilometer. Okay. And the total fare as rupees y. So total distance is x kilometer. It is already given in the question, and total fare is rupees. Okay, so I have a habit of writing it now like this, rupees y, right? Okay, write a linear equation for this information and draw its graph. Okay, no problem. So let me divide the distance. So let me say up to here is my 1 kilometer. Understood? Right? So how much is the remaining distance? Now total is x. So you subtract 1. So the remaining distance is x minus 1 kilometer. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now in the question, what is given? That for first kilometer or fare for first kilometer is rupees 8 already given, right? Now fare for, so the remaining kilometer are x minus 1 kilometer, right? And it is given in the question that after that rupees 5 per kilometer will be charged. Understood? So for every kilometer, rupees 5 will be charged. So that means rupees 5 into x minus 1. Is this understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So total fare is y. So that means total fare is fare for first kilometer and plus fare for remaining kilometer, isn't it? That's how I can break my total fare. Now total fare is y. Fare for first kilometer is rupees 8 and plus fare for remaining kilometer is this 5 into x minus 1. Now you can just bring it into the standard form ax plus b plus c. That's it. Okay, so just solve it. I mean, simplify it. So y is equal to 8 plus multiply. So 5 into x is 5x and plus minus minus 5 into 1 is 5. So y is equal to 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay. So you bring everything here. So y minus 3 minus 5x is equal to 0, right? Or you can write it like this, minus of 5x and then plus of y and minus of 3 is equal to 0, right? Just in a sequence I'm writing.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can take a minus sign common, right? So it will, the minus terms will become plus and the plus terms will become minus. Okay. Now you can take this minus sign in the denominator or you multiply both sides with minus 1. So this minus minus will become plus. So it will be 5x minus y plus 3 is equal to 0. So this is the linear equation in two-way people for this word problem. Right? Now you have to plot its graph also. It is given. So what is the final equation we are getting? So equation now is this. 5x minus y plus 3 is equal to 0. So for plotting the graph, I told you that you find the value of y first of all, right? So you can take this minus y other side, it will become plus y. So 5x plus 3 is equal to y. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Or you can just flip it. So y is equal to 5x plus 3. That's it. So you have got your y. Now you give some values to x and you get some values for y, right? So if I choose, first of all, x is equal to 0, what will I get? 5. So just solve it roughly. So y is equal to 5 into 0 and plus 3. So 0 plus 3, so y is 3, right? Now if I give x is equal to, let's take a negative number, otherwise it will become too big. So if I take minus 1, right? Or no, 0 and minus 1 will be very close. So minus 2 I can take. So y is equal to 5 into minus 2 plus 3. So this is minus 10 plus 3. So it is minus of 7. So y is minus of 7, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now let us plot it. Okay, now tell me honestly, like who did this in the graph copy? Did everyone repeated this in the graph copy? No response.
Yes, ma'am.
Who, Jaslyn?
Yes, ma'am.
What about Zeba?
Ma'am, she's
Yes, Zeba. Why didn't you do it?
Ma'am, Zima left.
Okay, Zainab, what about you?
She also is not here.
Okay. Anyway, so as you can see, I don't have like, okay, plus 3 I have, so I can extend this line. So if I just extend it a little bit roughly, right? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Enough. So y is 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, at least you show. And up to minus 7. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and minus 6, and then minus of 7, and then minus of 8, right? So you can try to take a smaller value, I think. If I just skip this one and I take x is equal to minus 1, right? No issue. So y value will become a bit smaller, that's why. So y is 5 into minus 1 and plus 3. So it will be minus 5 plus 3. So you get minus 2, right? So I'm going to plot this value, not this one. Now let us plot it. X is 0, y is 3. That means this point, right? 0 and 3. Now x is minus 1 and y is 2. So this is the point. See, you can see now the points are very close to each other on the graph paper, right? Anyway, when you are not responding, what should I say? Now you can join them with the help of scale. So please join them properly with the help of a scale. Sorry, so this is the graphical interpretation of your line. So when you will plot this on the graph paper, exactly then you will be able to know how does the graph looks like, right? Here also I'm doing it very roughly, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, that's your question number 5. From the choices given below, choose the equation whose graph are this. So this is again interesting, right? So this time, looking at the graph, you have to say which equation does it satisfy. How will you do it? So this graph you have to see, right? First. So let's take one point one time. So let me give it some name. Let's say this is my point A, 0, 0, right? And this point is B, which is 1 and minus 1. And this point is C. So I'm just writing them clearly. So my point A is 0, 0, right? And then B point is 1 and minus 1. And C point is minus 1 and 1. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I have to check, like you have 4 equations in front of you. So which equation, as they are saying, for which equation it is the graph, right? First of all, look at the graph. Every point is falling on the line, right? That means every point is a solution of that line. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can write this thing, like each point lies on the line. What does it imply? It implies that it is a solution of the line, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is the meaning. Solution means it should satisfy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It should satisfy the equation of the line. So satisfy means, if you forgot, that LHS is equal to RHS. So one by one, let us check. So if I say that this is the solution, so I check this for every equation. So let's check this for equation 1. Y is equal to X, right? Y is equal to X. So that means if I put X is equal to 0, I should get Y also equal to 0 because I already know this, right? Yeah, please respond,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So putting X is equal to 0, right? So what you get, Y is equal to 0. So that means this solution is satisfied, right? Now you check for next solution. That means in the same equation, Y is equal to X. Now this time you put X is equal to 1, right? So you should get Y is equal to minus 1. Let us see. So Y is equal to, now I put X is equal to 1. So my Y is coming out 1, not minus 1, according to this solution, right? I think the better way to write it will be this. I think you will be less confused. Let's make a table and then show it. I think this point is clear, which I have written here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please note this point, then I'm erasing. Okay. Right. So let us make a table to organize it more properly. So this side, I'm going to write my equation, let's say, right? And then you have 3 solutions. So these are the 4 equations given. First is Y is equal to X, right? Then the next equation which is given is X plus Y is equal to 0. Third equation is Y is equal to 2X. And the fourth equation is 2 plus 3Y is equal to 7X. So these are the 4 equations given in the question, right? Okay. Now the points are, the first point is minus 1 and 1. This is one point which is given. Second point given is 0, 0. The third point given is 1 and minus 1, right? So this means that putting x is equal to -1, we have to show that y is equal to 1 according to this point, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Similarly here, like putting x is equal to 0, we have to show that y is equal to 0, like according to this point. And according to this point, if you put x is equal to 1, we show y is equal to -1, right? As per this point. So we do it one by one for every equation and let us check. Okay. So here in this equation, you put x is equal to -1 in this equation. So your y is equal to -1, right? But you have to show that y is equal to 1. So what does it mean? Does not satisfy. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
when the first point is not satisfied, you don't even have to check the rest of the points, because the meaning of solution is this, that every point actually falls on the line, right? There cannot be any point which is outside. So when the first point is not satisfying, no need to do the calculation for the rest of the points. Now come here for the second equation. Now you put x is equal to -1